Okay, so what we're looking at here is something I've wanted to actually kind of show for a little while. So what we're taking a look at is what a good low frame rate experience looks like. So this is Cyberpunk 2077. We are running frame gen off, no upscaling. We're running the high setting. It shows as custom, but it's the high preset. And we're running at 1440p. And this is just straight up rendered. There is no funny business here. So as you can tell, that's interesting. Why am I getting ghosting? Yeah, I always thought that was a, I always thought that was a side effect of the upscaling. But as you can see, it's running smooth. I'm sure somebody is going to say that it's not, but it is. It's running perfectly fine. And this is what it looks like. Let me do one other thing here. I think we may have some motion blur. Yes, we do. I hate motion blur. Actually, I've been turning all of this stuff off because I realized what all of these features are is actually they're like cinematic features. They're made to make it like film, like movie. And that's, oh, come on. Really? Now I gotta pay my deductible. You know, a multimillionaire like me, that's just great. Okay, I think I'm like $1.5 million on Cyberpunk. Wow, there's like people everywhere. But this is very playable. Now, here's the kicker, though. That's not always the case. I see systems sometimes where they're running at the same frame rate as this, and they look like absolute garbage. I think maybe Gamers Nexus would dispute my opinion on this, but I think in their most recent video about animation error or whatever they called it, well, that's weird. It won't let me jump. What's going on here? Well, that's weird. I think this is what they were talking about. And it's why you have sometimes a system that runs at a low frame rate that looks really good, but then you have a system that runs at a low frame rate, or I mean any frame rate for that matter, that looks bad. Like it's not singularly quantifiable with this one measurement. Most people think, oh, if it's not 60 FPS, it's bad, and it's just not as cut and dry as that. This actually isn't that bad. I could play. I have no complaint about this. I'm sure someone's going to tell me I'm not a real gamer because I can't see the difference. But look at that GPU utilization though. This is actually a fairly good pairing. 90, 98, 99% GPU utilization, sticking consistently in the upper 90s. That's like we are milking everything we can out of this 1080. This is going to be my last, at least for now. This is the last set of mid-range hardware I have left. Everything else I have is going to go up in price. So I've been finding that just under $450 is what people want to pay for these. I'd like to charge more. I could charge more and people would pay it, but I just feel like that $10 sub 450 is really, I feel like that's the most I can reasonably charge for this kinds of hardware sets. I do like the 3700X. I can get, generally speaking, a 3700X on a board with chip and RAM, like a board chip RAM combo with a 3700X, generally speaking, for less than a 9900K. Most people have the 9900K. They've started to show up on more budgety stuff, but there is still a gold-plated status somewhat to the 9900K. So they tend to be more inexpensive systems. Anything that says i9 on it, even older i9, people have a hard-on in their heads for anything that says i9 on it. They're not bad chips. They're just like I like to build some 10900K builds, like 10900K, RTX 3070, 2080 Ti, something like that. But I never get 10900K combos for a reasonable price. In fact, people usually want more for a 10900K on a board with a chip and RAM than they do for a 12700K board, chip, and RAM combo. And a 12700K absolutely destroys a 10900K. It eats it alive. There is no comparison between anything pre 12th gen and anything post 12th gen. It's apples to oranges. It's like going from Pentium 4 to Core 2 Duo, for those who remember that, or Core 2 Duo to Core i7, if you remember that changeover. Like, it's that big. It's that kind of a changeover. Anyway, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick look, and I hope this kind of, I hope people are able to watch this and not have their stupid need to critique and just accept that it looks good. It looks good. But anyway, thanks for watching the video.